Algorithm 313. What do you know about that algorithm? Is it a random number or has special value to some people? So many authors spoke about the algorithm 313 and how it should be expression for optimism and happiness. Some people like that number without any clear clue about the motivation behind that love. Rarely to find someone who really know the answer. So we took a decision to dig more around that algorithm. Hopefully we can find the real motivation behind that blessing, which people talking about it all the time. In the Old Testament, there was a war between Israelites and Goliath. Goliath defeated Israelites several times, and the last time he stole the Ark of Covenant. Israelites asked the prophet Samuel to choose a king who will lead them in that war against Goliath. Shaul was chosen by the prophet Samuel to be the king. The Israelites criticized Samuel for appointing Shaul due to lacking of respect, and he was not wealthy. Samuel rebuked the people for this and told them that Shaul was more favored than any of them. Guess how many people followed Shaul in the beginning without any question? You're right, 313. Only that number. This is the first result. Let's continue the story. People asked the prophet for a sign to follow Shaul. The prophet clarified that the sign will be the Ark of Covenant will be back in the front of Shaul's tent. People didn't think that this is really will happen, but it is the will of the God. The God brought back the Ark of Covenant in front of Shaul's tent. At that point, all the people followed Shaul. Shaul was distinguished by the greatness of his knowledge and his physique. He gathered around 70,000 or maybe more from the people, making the army. Shaul tested his people at the river. Whoever drank from the river would not follow him in the battle, excepting one who takes from it in the hollow of his hand. People drank from the river, but only the faithful people followed Shaul's advice. And as you predicted, the number again was 313. In the battle, David slaughtered Goliath. The death of Goliath achieved the victory to Israelites and ended the war, of course. The menorah was described in the Bible as a 7-lamp ancient herbal lampstand, originally set up by Moses in the wilderness and later in the Temple of Jerusalem. Several scholars tried to explain the point of menorah, concluding several theories. Some adopted that the 7 lamps allude to the branches of human knowledge, represented by 6 lamps inclined inward, and guided by the light of God, which represented by the central lamp. Others tried to explain it according to the Bible explanation, describing a vision given to Apostle John, where he said, "Then I turned to see the voice that was speaking to me. And on turning, I saw 7 golden lampstands. And in the mid-set of the lampstand, one like a son of a man, clothed with a long robe and with a golden sash around his chest." Jesus explained the opening scene of John's vision to him. "As for the mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand, and the 7 golden lampstands, the 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches. And the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches. Other scholar gave another explanation where he said that the candle represent the light come from the Ark of Covenant itself. In all cases, you can see the direct 313 number over the menorah, 3 on each side and 1 on the middle. Are you ready for the next result? It's quite surprising. On page 313 of the Greek Bible, you can read the following paragraph. The day before, the Lord had told Samuel, "He will be from the tribe of Benjamin. You must anoint him and make him the new leader over my people Israel. This man will save my people from the Philistines. I have seen my people suffering, and I have heard their cries for help." Do you think it's haphazard that the same page on the Bible are talking also about the Israelites and their new leader, Shaul? The Edict of Milan. It was signed by the Emperor Constantine and Emperor Lysias in the year 313. This edict proclaimed religious toleration throughout the Roman Empire, ending the Christian persecution over the Roman Empire, returning the confiscated property from the Christians. According to the history, this edict was responsible for the reduction of persecution against Christians, also helped a lot in spreading of Christianity. The surprise of the search is not ended yet. We still have more. Do you know Saudi Arabia? Before it comes Saudi Arabia, their name was the Arabian Peninsula. They were consisting of several tribes, always fighting against each other. Most of these tribes were worshipping to some idols in order to come closer to the God. Then they forget that they are approaching the God through the idols, and they started to pray for the idols itself, thinking that they are gods. Do you still see all of that as a coincidence? It is proven in the Muslim history that the total number of all prophets from the God is 300 and few numbers after 10, which is possible to be 313. The Quran, the Muslims' holy book. When you open the page number 313, you will find it only speak about the Prophet Moses. Badr, the first Muslim battle between Muslims and infidels, where the Muslims had the victory. The total number of Muslims at that time was 300 and few number after 10, which is possible to be 330. Shia, derivative religious group from the Muslims locating in Iran, Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and some other countries. They believe that there is someone who will come at the end of the world saving the humans from the Antichrist. It's called the Mahdi. And the chosen Mahdi on the beginning will be only followed by 313 individuals at the first. One of the most famous witches in the world of black magic admitted that one of the strongest spells used to harm someone should contain the number 313 repeated in 7 times. Strange coincidence, because the sum of the 3 numbers is also 7. Angel 313. Did you hear about it? Some of the tarot cards and number algorithm websites are telling us about angel 313. That angel was not seen by anyone, but always hint to that angel with a clue, like a figure in the cloud, in the water, in the sky, in the mountain, or anything strange. And these people receive a very good news decoded. Spiritual healers who treat people from the domestic harm using the Quran said that they have to use some parts of the Quran and repeat it 313 times until the treatment succeeds. Most likely the Christian healers also use the same repetition from the Bible until they succeed. In Germany, they captured a terrorist group carrying the name Islam 313, targeting the refugee from Iraq in Germany. They are arrested, and surprisingly, they didn't disclose any faction belongs, but they were calling for violence and killing. Finally, a strange result came over Google, indicating that number 313 always appeared on the vehicle license plate number of Donald Duck. Maybe from that perspective we can tell that at least 50% of the people who like that number begin from here. What is the secret behind that number? Is it really a symbol of optimism? You still see it as a normal coincidence and normal number. But all of these incidents does not prevent us from being optimistic when we see that number.